Twitch versus YouTube streaming revenue. Let's take a look.
I'm on YouTube or Twitch, and it's a question I get asked a lot because I'm like Constantine, the man who walks between worlds here, because I stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I multi-stream. I am the future. I'm the chimera. There's pros and cons to each platform, but if you do both of them at the same time, you create the perfect stew. It's the chemical X to streaming. I have said since switching to multi-streaming, every single person should be multi-streaming. Contracts don't exist anymore except for on Kick, and even that I think is gone. There are no Twitch contracts. There are no YouTube contracts. They've gone extinct like the saber-toothed tiger. You know, like they have wiped their ass with contracts to creators. So I think you are making a big mistake if you just marry yourself to one of those platforms instead of just doing both, because you can. When people talk about this subject, they only give like the basic rundown, like the nutsack summary of pros and cons. I haven't seen anyone really go over numbers. I'm going to go over numbers. And I really think that the numbers here tell a very complete story of why multi-streaming should be the norm for streamers. It's in their best interest, and for viewers too, because then viewers have a choice on, do they want to watch it on Twitch where they're going to have a much more interactive chat experience, or do they want to watch it on YouTube where they don't care about the chat experience because it's a lot more dog shitty there. It's basically non-existent chat culture on YouTube streaming, but the playback is a lot smoother, a lot higher quality, and you can rewind it, which is a nice quality of life.
That's the major shit. I feel like everyone who's on YouTube, that's like the only thing they really care about. Like if we were to genuinely break it down, it mostly comes down to the player. Straight up. It is rewind and like 2x speed. That's what YouTube viewers love. They love 2x speeding through shit, and they love rewinding shit. That's really it. And of course, yes, they also prefer the ad density. However, this is going to be a controversial thing. People don't care as much about ads as they think they care about ads. And what I mean by that, it's been proven time and time again that higher density of ads does not correlate to a decrease in viewership. And people love to say and stand on business that that is not the case. And that ad density is the most important factor. But it's just frankly been proven wrong, which is why there is an increase in ad density everywhere. And I don't just mean on Twitch or YouTube, even on Netflix now. Even on Netflix now, that is the case. And trust me, I know it because their stock is booming because of it, and I have lost a lot of money because I shorted them. I'm losing a lot on this bet too, chat. I'm also losing here. It is a very populist issue. People love it, man. They love to say, fuck the ads. I hate ads. I don't like to watch ads. And then you know what everyone sits doing, not so happily, but they'll all do it, is watching the ads.
Change. Also, it's a lot better on mobile. Twitch on mobile has been a fucking disaster for me for as long as I've tried to watch Twitch on my phone. Also, the ads on Twitch, they're getting outrageous. YouTube streaming doesn't have nearly as many ads, which is a nice breath of fresh air. Like, there are real pros and cons to both, but these are just the basics.
Yeah, that's the basics.
These talking points have been worn out more than my bussy after eating anything with spice in it. So I'm not just going to be Baby Bird vomiting the same talking...
I don't know if I ever heard him say bussy before. I know Charlie used to be the guy that would say like insane shit, but now it just that shocked me.
Points you've heard a million times. Instead, I want to show you the numbers. I want to bring up my biggest, most profitable stream I ever did on Twitch and then break it down a little bit. It was in 2022 when Moist Esports won the Rocket League Major, the Spring Major. Still one of the best moments I've ever had streaming. I peaked at 75,000 live viewers. Wow. It was a very long stream that I did, and it took home 11.7K for that whole stream. Roughly 2,000 subs, but most of it came through ads, and most of those subs were primes. Subbing on Twitch is far more common than members joining on YouTube. Membership on YouTube is the equivalent of a Twitch
Prezzo, I made $40 last night. Let's go, Prezzo. That's big.
Sub where someone on YouTube pays well, $1. So like a tier 1 sub on YouTube for my channel is $1. On Twitch the minimum's $5, but it's the same concept. You pay money and it's a subscription basically. And that is so much more common on Twitch. So 2,000 subs on that Twitch stream is more than I've ever got through a YouTube live stream by a large margin. And 11.7K is the most profitable stream I ever had in my entire 7 years on Twitch. I actually streamed on Justin TV before it became Twitch. I used to do like
He's OG.
World at War Zombies on there and shit, but then I took like a long hiatus and then came back in like 2016. But this was the biggest stream I've ever done. I then switched to multi-streaming last year. And what I've learned is Twitch is much higher potential to earn money while live than YouTube, and it's because of things like the Twitch Primes, which have become a pretty integral part of the Twitch ecosystem.
True.
And ads.
Yep.
Twitch actually has more ads than YouTube, and thus, since more ads are playing, that's more money being generated from those ads to the streamers.
Simple concept.
There's so fucking many ads on Twitch. They pump ads out the wazoo, and they are so intrusive. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years Twitch integrates a system into their player that has like eye tracking capability, so if a viewer looks away during an ad break, it'll pause the ad till their eyes are glued right back to it to finish the ad.
They're gonna do ads and ads. It's gonna be the ad, and then over chat they'll throw an ad just to make sure that you can't do anything but watch the ad. And you know what? They still make so much less than YouTube on ads.
It's
so much
brutal.
less.
But it does have higher earning potential while live for those streamers that have all of these ad breaks that are going on. So Twitch has a higher earning potential through live content. And the VODs on Twitch don't make any money. Like, they just don't. I don't even know if they're fucking monetized. And if they are, I don't know if streamers even see
$0.
a penny of that. Like, not a single one of those fucking clams makes it to a streamer's pockets.
I don't think
the
there
VODs.
has ads on them.
But on YouTube, it's a totally different story. My most successful stream on YouTube isn't the one I just had at the Game Awards with over 110,000 live viewers, which is my biggest stream by viewer metrics. The most profitable stream I've ever done, the most profitable anything I've ever done, is this stream right here, my Starfield stream. During the stream, I had 31,000 average viewers with a peak of 38K, which is a big stream. That is a big stream for me. It's actually more average viewers than the Rocket League one, but the Rocket League stream not only was a longer stream, but had a higher peak, and thus you would expect make more money because of the ads and the subs that came through. Well, what if I told you that's not the fucking case when it comes to YouTube streaming? Because this Starfield video actually made $84,000.
What? Dude, wait, this RPM is insane. Hold up. This RPM is insane. I have never had RPM like that in my life. What the hell? That's crazy. Bro, that shit's 1777? What's my RPM? I think that shit's like $4.
84,000 doubloons for a 4-hour stream just playing mid-poop-ass Starfield. The actual... Like, this was like an insomnia, try not to fall asleep challenge, basically. $84,000. And it's not because the 31,000 viewers all of a sudden just started, buying memberships or donating tons and tons of money. This wasn't like the biggest documented case of credit card fraud and money laundering that the internet's ever seen. In fact, the live stream itself made 1.6K on ads, and the other $78,000 came from the VOD and the ads that played during a VOD.
Replay.
Now, the membership number there, the 2.4K, a lot of those memberships were just from people watching the VOD and then buying a membership, not them doing it while it was live. Also, the supers and gifts, I'm pretty sure that is live. So you can add the 1.6K plus the 1.6K on the supers, so the 1.6K from the live ads plus the super chats. And let's just go ahead and be generous and say, like, the live stream, while it was live, made 4K. The other $80,000 came from the VOD.
Surely this is an anomaly, though. Surely this is an anomaly. I can't say. Surely this is
some like rare mutation here, like a fucking X-Men of analytics. This isn't some fringe outlier isolated case. This is the way that YouTube streaming is optimized. YouTube streaming is kind of just an afterthought for the platform. YouTube has always been about VODs, the videos itself. So when you finish a stream, it becomes a VOD, and that enters into the YouTube algorithm. And YouTube is extremely efficient at monetizing VODs. So finishing a 4-hour Starfield stream, it immediately saved as a VOD and made tons and tons of money through the VOD. Whereas on Twitch, I don't even think VODs are monetized. And if they are, it's not the creators making the money from the VODs, I don't think.
Yeah.
YouTube is a totally different story. You don't make as much money while you are live from people buying memberships or donating money or anything like that, and their ads aren't that free.
Well, I would also add one addendum. This does not require you to multi-stream to unlock the revenue. And what I mean by that, there's a great example of a streamer who streams on Twitch, posts his VOD on YouTube, and he makes more money from his VODs on YouTube than he does with his VODs on Twitch. Cdawg. Cdawg's VOD channel is crazy. 100,000 views, 130,000 views, 120,000 views. And these are on long streams. 4, 5, 6 hour streams. He's getting like a 100,000 viewer average. Some of them go crazy. Some of them go like bazonkers. Now, what I have going right now, when I switched over, I still upload my VODs onto the VOD channel. But I also keep my VODs live. My VODs on my VOD channel relatively don't perform that well. I'm not getting 100,000 views on these. They get like 10 to 30K, mostly on the league ones that get a little bit more. And that's honestly, a lot of them is like the member only stuff. And my YouTube VODs also don't do that well. Like, sorry, when I stream on YouTube and I leave the stream up, I've only ever had one stream that went insanely big, and it's this one. I don't know why. It's this video called "If I Laugh, My Chat Gives Me Wins $100," and then me reacting to jet lag. For whatever reason, this specific stream has gotten millions of views since ending it. And very similar to Charlie, it made $29,000. 28,000 of that, basically 99%, coming after the stream was done. I only made 389 while I was live. I guess maybe, a little under 1,000. But this is, honest to God, only ever happened, I think, one time. And I can just look at my viewership. So we're sorting by we're sorting by viewership. So if I go through this and I go to my most viewed live streams, the biggest one's chess boxing. And obviously chess boxing, if we go to revenue, did make a lot after. But then it's like my marathon streams, which it's kind of a different one. Those don't get any views after it's done because you can't access the VOD. I guess the poker one, World's Greatest Fast 50, you can't, because if it's over 12 hours, you can't make any more money after it's over. The dream face reveal. So there's a few, but I think I've streamed a total of 200. I think I've streamed, I forget how many times I've gone live on YouTube, but it's in the hundreds, right? I've done it in the hundreds, and I have less than 30 streams with more than 1 million views on it, which isn't that many. It's not that many. Now, look, Charlie is right. There are some VODs that do perform quite well after it's over, but it's not like every VOD does this. These are the outlier examples. If we go by date and then we just click on, like, I don't know, the last few, I think the Kai one might be another outlier, but I'm just going to click on a few random streams. That's a member only one. We can check, and it's not like 90% of the revenue comes from after the stream is over. The Kai one, while live, I made 1,700. Afterwards, I made 500. It's not nothing. This one made about $300 after it was over. This one made 270. So, oh, think of the 10 gifted, Siggy. This one made about half, maybe a little less than half. So
hey Ludwig, I much prefer YouTube to Twitch. If it's not too much to ask, could you please decide the entire future of your career to what I'd prefer? Thanks, Big Dog. Also, Cloud9 saw you gifted 100 subs to penguinz0 and gifted 101. You gonna let them mog you?
Yeah, because I basically hustled them into giving Mango extra money. Shout out Mango. So I think this outlier Starfield example Charlie is giving as he stares deeply into our soul isn't like irrelevant, but it's also not common. I think for the most part, an average VOD will make maybe 10 to 30% more. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe it's 20 to 40% more. I don't know the exact percentage. It'll make some more money after. But for the most part, when live streams become VODs, they don't do as well for me, in my experience, having streamed like hundreds of times, as like a video does. I think part of that too might be like, it's harder to title and thumbnail a live stream because it's not something I think about while the live stream's happening and I don't change it afterwards. Like there's probably ways to optimize it, you know?
Hey, Lud.
Oh.
Slime said on his stream that the off-brand situation was because of the Cdawg coin situation. Care to explain?
We leveraged almost all of our money into Talk to a coin and lost it all. That's correct. Slime's telling the truth.
Frequent on YouTube live streams, thank heavens. But what you miss in live revenue, you make up for with VOD revenue 10 times over. What I showed you with the Rocket League stream was my biggest, most profitable Twitch stream I ever did. So even when I was a daily streamer for like 6 to 8 hours a day for years, averaging between 10 to 20,000 viewers, fluctuating, I would usually be making between 4 to 6K a day. And that was like the norm, with the occasional peak going up to like 8 or 9, and then that being the biggest at over 11. But right now, my viewership combined on YouTube and Twitch is higher than it ever was on just Twitch. On YouTube, I average between 10 to 12K a stream, and on Twitch, it's between like 5 and 6K. It really just kind of depends on what I'm doing at the time. But on Twitch, you'll make more money while live and make nothing once the stream ends. On YouTube, you'll make less money while live and then could make 5 times as much from just the VOD. On Twitch, when the stream ends...
Prezzo, I didn't want to say it. He does sound a bit broke, though. You're right, Prezzo. 4 to 6K a day?
It's basically forgotten.
How does he eat? 2 Airwan smoothies. Goodbye, bank account.
That's lost media at that point because no one's fucking watching Twitch VODs, it seems. On YouTube, when the stream ends... well, now the journey's just begun. Like, now, there's no telling what that can generate. Like, take this for example. This was a very normal, pretty low-key stream. I was just replaying Gears of War, one of the most important games in my life. This wasn't a brand new, hot release that would be, like, algorithmically successful. Like, it's not like something the algorithm will be salivating over, pushing out a Gears of War live stream. Gears of War is older than the hair on your grandma's titty nipple. Like, this is one of those streams where I do just because I really wanted to replay this game. And you can see my average viewers were 10,000, which is normal. That's a pretty normal stream for me on YouTube. But the VOD now has 1.6 million views and has made over $20,000. And of course I was multi-streaming, so I can pull the Twitch data as well here. This exact same stream made $1.4 thousand on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think these outlier examples convince me that streaming on YouTube is a way to unlock profitability that you wouldn't otherwise access from a Twitch stream, as long as you're also uploading that Twitch stream to a VOD channel, because then it ultimately serves the same purpose. The only difference is how it's being encoded on Twitch's backend. In the one example, you're encoding it by live streaming it, and then it's instantly published as a VOD. The other one, you're just getting like a giant, whatever, MP4 file and then uploading it. Like, it's the same thing. And I'm sure if Connor Cdawg were to show the revenue he made on a 1 million viewed live stream that he uploaded, that's 4 hours long, it would be probably in the 4,000. And if we were to look at how much he made from the stream, it would also be like a much smaller amount relatively. The VOD channel is much smaller than the main channel, but the success of videos, you know this. If you're on YouTube, you know this. The success of videos has nothing to do with how many subscribers the channel has. It has nothing to do with it. And I also low-key think this is a bit of a Charlie privilege. Because Charlie is able to upload a video that's called Most Important Game of My Life, and the thumbnail look like it's an auto-curated thumbnail, and it works. Why? Because all of his thumbnails are auto-curated thumbnails. All of them are. That's the Charlie. There are not many people who get away with that.
All of your events I learned about as they were happening. Do you plan on doing more advanced marketing for your next events?
No, I only like the fucking real ones who show up the day of. But anyway, yeah, I don't think he's wrong at all. I think if you are not uploading your live streams, if you stream on Twitch, Rumble, Kick, wherever, onto YouTube, you are missing out. And I also don't think he's wrong in saying everyone should multi-stream, because multi-streaming just unlocks you more revenue. I have different issues with multi-streaming we'll talk about in a moment. But so far, nothing he's saying is wrong. And I in a lot of the cases, I agree with him. Like, I think they actually also make sense. But I don't think you need to multi-stream to do what he's saying here. You can just upload the VOD. It's the same thing.
The difference is substantial. Now you can see again here in the data, the live revenue, 802 while live here, plus...
VODs on the main channel are not the same as the side channel. They are. By what logic? I don't there's no logic that would imply this. They are not. You're just saying the same thing again.
Hey Ludwig, are you hoping to bring back off-brand production, or are you done with it completely?
No, I would not have ended it if there was a plan to bring it back. I would have, but it is not sustainable, and I don't. My goal right now is just off-brand games. Off-brand games, make that shit go burr as much as possible.
Brian, as soon as I get pre-roll ads on Twitch, I leave and go back to YouTube, where I have YouTube Premium.
That makes sense. But that's you anecdotally as a personal user who has invested money into a better experience on YouTube. So obviously you're going to prefer YouTube. The same user experience, but flipped, is someone on Twitch right now going, I have Twitch Turbo. When I get an ad on YouTube, I go over to Twitch because I have Twitch Turbo. This is just your personal experience, which I get. And it makes sense for you as a user. But anyway, guys, it is the same thing. I don't understand this argument. I have streamed a lot on YouTube. I have a lot of experience. I promise you I have a lot of experience. And as a fact, of the 300 plus streams that I have done, my VODs, outside of like, we're literally talking 1 to 2 examples, do not do way better than they would necessarily on my VOD channel. Like on my VOD channel, I have some videos that randomly do really well because the title or the thumbnail clicks. Ludwig Controls the South, for whatever reason, hit in the algo. And it's very possible for that to happen, you know, if this was my YouTube stream with the same title thumbnail. Click on your live tab. What the fuck? What the hell is even this? What? When did I do this?
You should check Noah J456 YouTube channel. His whole strategy is evergreen VOD videos that still perform like crazy.
Yeah, that's the strategy that people do. They basically make their live streams look like videos, and then occasionally they'll pop off. Like this one has 1 million. This one has 450K. And I'm sure because of the length of these streams as well, like 250K on a 4-hour video is so much more money than 250K on a 10-minute video. It's so much more money. This is what Steak does as well. Steak does this. He doesn't even upload videos. All he does is live stream and then make his live streams look like videos.
Channel are not a year old. Pick few-year-old VOD with not enough views and then see the split between live and later. I think on the ads slowly adds up over a long period of time.
It's not the period of time doesn't matter. The success in the algorithm after the stream is over matters, right? So I guess you are right. There are more opportunities for a VOD to perform well after a longer period of time. But after a certain point, you know, you kind of give up on that horse, right? Like after a certain point, you're like, oh, okay, it's not really gonna. But I can do that. Like that's not an issue. We did it. I can just click.
If you continue on Twitch, will my sub badge be transferred?
So we're going to ignore, guys, make sure when we're looking through, we ignore every VOD that is over 12 hours because those have not gotten a single view, not one view after the stream ended because it's not possible to get more views because VODs past 12 hours are no longer accessible. This is an example of it happening. And then we have some examples that make a lot of sense. It makes sense that the poker stream or the world's greatest gamer did well after the stream was over, right? Those were like big streams that are quite clickable. The title and the thumbnail is quite good. So yeah, that makes sense that made some extra. And it's still in the range I was talking about. It still makes 20 to 40% more money. My argument is if I were to have just streamed this event on Twitch, now obviously this one I wouldn't because this one is sponsored by YouTube Gaming. But if I were to have just streamed World's Greatest Gamer on Twitch and then posted this VOD on the VOD channel, it would still have an opportunity to make 4,300 on the VOD channel. And the live stream would make more on Twitch. But I don't have these $2 to $4 million examples like Charlie is bringing up here. The only streams that seem to perform incredibly well are my events, and then this only upstream, and then my marathon streams. There are very few that seem to hit this like golden whatever magical thing. Like this one did. Where is it? The one I showed earlier did. I can't find it right now. There's a few that did. You know what honestly did? The Suika game VODs actually did quite well. Mario Party did quite well. But it happened. Honest to God, I think I can count on 2 fingers the amount of time it like blew up relative to the hundreds of times I streamed. You're not Charlie? Well, I know, but Charlie's making the argument that, hey, if you stream on YouTube, it has a chance to make 90% more money. And I'm agreeing, but I'm saying the amount of times that happens is quite infrequent.
And memberships and supers aren't really indicative to what was live because some of those could have been from people watching the VOD and it calculates here post-VOD. But regardless, you can see that the live revenue was less on YouTube than it was Twitch, but the overall revenue is substantially higher on YouTube because of the VODs, which is something Twitch just doesn't really have, which is why I think you should just do both. Your potential to earn while live is much higher on Twitch, but your potential to earn through VODs is astronomically higher on YouTube. So you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't just do both. And again, it is a positive for viewers too because they'll be able to choose the platform they want to watch on, as opposed to having to roll their eyes and be like, oh, my favorite streamer's on YouTube. I hate the fuck.
They do that. Not only do they roll their eyes, they crack their fingers, and they go to reddit.com. And then they start fucking chiming off about all that shit.
Fucking chat there, but whatever. I guess I'll watch, or maybe I won't. I really hate YouTube streams, or vice versa. Oh man, my favorite streamer's only on Twitch. He went from YouTube to Twitch, and I just don't like Twitch. I'm not a fan of it, and I guess I'm just not going to watch him anymore. I'll just wait for the VODs on YouTube when he posts the clips. Like, now they have the option of just being on what platform they want to watch the stream. And there's a lot of streamers that are making the switch to multi-streaming. I just really think this should just be common practice for anyone who streams, because there's no reason not to. There is no exclusive contracts anymore. They're gone.
I think there are some reasons.
They've vanished. And that's great for streamers and viewers alike, honestly. I used to think contracts were the future for streams, but that was until I realized just how efficient multi-streaming is from both a streamer and viewer side. There are just endless examples I can give in my time multi-streaming. Like here's
Bro, I have deadass 2 examples that are not an event or I guess it's maybe more like 5 examples. I have like 5 examples of a stream that's not an event or a marathon stream that did over 1 million views. I got 5. Charlie's just built different. That man is built different. We're not the same, him and I. I'm not going to pretend. I don't got dick like that boy.
Here's another super normal one with me playing an indie game that I really like called Another Crab's Treasure. Fucking Crab Souls. Absolute banger of a game, but it's not like this stream was doing crazy numbers, right? Like the movement on this stream wasn't anything, unfathomable. Average 13K viewers, but the VOD now has over 2 million views, and it's made over $30,000. And to show this same stream what it did on Twitch, the numbers that it put up over there, it did 1.3K during the live stream, and nothing from the VOD. I can go on and on with the crazy numbers that YouTube stream VODs are capable of putting up. Like, here's me just playing Liza P, fucking Pinocchio Souls, 16,000 average viewers.
Are you still doing stuff with Chris Broad after his recent video? Wait, what's his recent video?
Awful. We're often taught in Hollywood films that the bad guys don't get to win. That there's
Okay, the awful truth about YouTube's biggest influencers. That's not about me. This video is not about, I don't think I'm mentioned in this. Why would I? This isn't about me. No, don't. It's not about me. I'm not even mentioned in this. This is about like Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. Right? Surely he didn't name me. Surely. He didn't name me. He didn't name me.
And the VOD has made over $51,000. I just don't think there's a very good argument to only streaming on one platform. There is no reason you shouldn't just multi-stream. Your viewers are going to pick the platform they most prefer.
Dude, he's like devil on the fucking shoulder. He's like saying the shit that the YouTube viewers have been like fucking preaching. The YouTube viewers are hearing this and they're like, yeah, yup, there's no reason. There's literally not one reason.
And I think that it's nice to at least give them the option of choosing that for themselves.
It's like me when I'd be like, you know what? Sorry, I feel like people shouldn't go hungry every day. Maybe that makes me controversial. Fuck, man. Okay, I'm gonna lay out my argument. I do have some arguments against them.
Themselves too. And again, the potential for the streamer is pretty huge. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this was helpful for anyone out there that's trying to decide what platform they should stream on. I think it should just be both. That's
He's killing me. He's killing. Each time he says it's like a dagger in my chest.
my advice, and to any streamers out there right now that are only streaming on either YouTube or only on Twitch, really think you should just come in the middle and hold hands with both platforms and just, like the commercial, why not both? I really think that it's probably a good idea. I do want to say, though, regardless of what platform you're on, it's a very saturated market, so it's going to take a lot of luck. I've said this since the beginning of time. I'm not special. I got lucky. You could be making the best content the world's ever seen, turbo cheek clapping, slapping, banger, heater after heater, but at the end of the day, it's all about having that one lucky break that puts it in front of people's peepers and gets them interested. The only thing you have control over is the consistency. So that way you'll have like a catalog of videos that people can go back and watch after they might find that video that popped off through luck.
It's true.
So that's really about it. See ya.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. Because he is correct about a lot.
So what is the difference between your VODs and Connor's?
So right now, my streams don't perform as well as Charlie's. I don't have like these examples where my streams after the stream is over performs insanely well compared to how well it performed during the actual stream. And this is apparent, like you guys can look this up. This is not hidden information. You can simply just go to my live streams and sort by most popular. And almost all of them are going to be events or marathon streams that you guys actually can't even see because they're only available on the back end. And so if we scroll just a little bit, we're already at live streams that are at less than 1 million views. Now, a lot of these still do quite well, like these are still making a good amount of money, but it's not 90% of the revenue is coming after it's over. It is closer to like 20 to 40%. Okay. It's closer to 20, 40%. And I don't think that revenue is impossible to get without multi-streaming. Again, as I said earlier, I think you can get that revenue by just uploading VODs you stream on Twitch to a VOD channel. And then that VOD channel, every single video still has the ability to perform incredibly well. And Connor's a great example of someone who's consistently getting 100,000 plus views on these videos. And I'm sure he's making thousands from those videos that he wouldn't otherwise be able to make because Charlie's right. The moment the Twitch stream is over, you stop making money on the Twitch stream. Now, there are a couple of things to address here. After doing hundreds of streams on YouTube, I can say unequivocally, a lot of the times my streams get demonetized. They get demonetized because there's a copyright claim. Copyright claims happen, and when they happen, the entire VOD loses its revenue from the moment the copyright strike happens until the copyright clear is claimed or the VOD itself is edited. I believe YouTube recently changes. You also weren't able, I don't know if, Tim, you can back me up. I believe they changes. You cannot edit VODs that are longer than 6 hours.